How's it going, everyone? Mike here with August sales update, I guess. It's only been 2 days, so I'm gonna do a little update. It's interesting what's happening. Let's get into the numbers and then we'll discuss this quickly. 14 sales in the U.S. For the last 2 days. I'm recording this first thing in the morning on the 3rd, so we're only looking at first and second, and as you can see here, 6 sales is the average. Now this was coming out of the worst week probably in, I would have to say something like 6 months. And my 7-day average is extremely low for the US market because of these 3 days here. Now what's interesting is that my overall sales are averaging 10 a day. So I am actually averaging 10 sales a day. And as you can see here, these are yesterday's numbers. For part of the day, I was actually doing better in Japan and France, I guess overall internationally than the US, and then a few sales came in to wrap up the day with US being, having the most sales. But what's been happening is interesting because my international sales are coming in. Let's look at this month, just so you guys can see what I'm looking at. These are the totals, and as you can see here, these numbers, these are the international sales numbers. This is US. Used to be, pretty much non-existent, and we're talking about only a couple of months ago. And now, as you can see here, Japan is pretty much always taken over. It's Japan and Germany competing for the second place. US is still always the first, but it is interesting. And then the other thing that I noticed is that my translation has finally enabled, because I am using, even though I'm using Merch Titans Automation to upload my products, they have their own translation. Now what they've done is they've updated and given people an option to use their translation or Amazon's, and what I'm doing is I'm choosing Amazon's. I don't have any, for example, background information on if it's better or not. I know that it is a different system, translation system, but what I'm going with is just kind of, let's use Amazon's stuff when we're selling on Amazon's platform. So that's kind of how I'm justifying it to myself. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention is this right here. I am actually extremely happy. I don't know if you guys noticed that we went from 400 to 600, and now I'm at 800, at least for tier 20,000. I'm sure you guys have also seen the change, but for everybody who's in tier 20,000, those were the numbers. And I've actually been, it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm pumping out. As you can see here, I've already uploaded 635 products. So I have my spreadsheets, I have my designs ready. All I need to do is actually, get the automation tool going. Let me just pause this for a second, get this refreshed. Okay, we're back. So basically, the summary, what I've been looking at here is, number one, if I'm just looking at August or even the last week, things are looking good. Now I understand that these are not impressive numbers, right? But there are a lot of things being done behind the scenes where Amazon is working on things, and that always affects my sales numbers. Now, the reason I'm also saying is this isn't bad is because I'm looking at the total numbers, total sales numbers, and I am averaging over 10 a day. Also, the other thing that's making me, I guess, feel optimistic and happy is that, like I said, this has been the worst week in about 6 months. It was just at the end of July, and things are slowly picking up, right? 6 is nothing to kind of be proud of, but I'm just saying, if we're looking at the trends, that's the direction we're going in. I've stopped running a number of ads. So I did a video a while ago basically saying, some of my, very few of my products that I actually like the designs, I would list them, and then the same day I would actually start advertising them. And the budget would be, you know, $2 to $3 a day just to see if it's going to help. And it hasn't been. And what I've been doing is actually using the Amazon's recommended terms, or I'm not sure exactly what the terminology is here, but I don't know if you guys know, but you have an option to run ads with basically Amazon automating everything, or you can input your own search terms and different little specific things. So what I've been doing is kind of like just doing the quick way and saying, here you go, Amazon, run some ads, here's some money, and they have not been successful. So I'm back to running, I believe, only 2 ads, and one is for one of my best sellers, which I actually did a whole video on that ad. It is a successful ad, so it is actually generating sales and turning a very small profit, but again, it's a profit, so I'm letting it run. And then there's another one that I just it's a t-shirt, it's in a niche that, you know, there's not a lot of competition, and the advertising expense is extremely low, so I'm just kind of letting it run because you know, even though it sells maybe one shirt every 3 to 4 days, sometimes it sells it through the ad, sometimes it doesn't, it's still profitable. Let's see what else we can look at here. Nothing. That's pretty much it. What I'm expecting to happen in August, I am actually expecting this to slightly spike. I have been uploading products again at a lower price than I have been, you know, for the whole last year. And I am noticing small differences, because what I'm noticing is that products do tend to sell quicker. And, you know, for example, I'm not listing a product and then, you know, waiting 3 months for something to sell. They are coming in, but again, you know, there's not an explosion of sales or anything like that. So again, this needs time to kind of materialize, to kind of test out. And the last thing that I did want to point out is, in addition to the translation, I have seen a few automatic uploads, and every single one of them has been to the Japanese marketplace, and I think the total number is maybe under 20. It's definitely not my best sellers. It's just random products that, for example, I would not even think would sell in Japan. So I don't know what exactly Amazon is doing. One of the products was actually political in nature. It's U.S. politics, and it's actually for like something. It was kind of like against the Republican Party, which to me, like, I don't know. Are U.S. politics huge in Japan to the point where people would actually know the difference between the, you know, Republicans and the Democrats and actually favor one side over the other? Like, I was actually very surprised. So I don't know, maybe they're still kind of like working on things and tweaking things, but that's kind of what's happening. So for the last 2 days, total number of sales 20, 10 a day, and I guess I can't complain. It's still too early in the month to kind of even have an opinion about what's going to happen. All I can do is kind of like guess and predict based on past, but that's where we are right now. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. I'll talk to you soon.